Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Dumb Laws from the Grave. I'm your host, Grave Knives. Today, we're going to go on over to Wyoming, and hopefully, I don't know. I know we've only got a few more states left. I don't really know what Wyoming's going to throw at us. I hope it's good, considering it's going to be one of the last few Dumb Law episodes. This is almost over. I will no longer do Dumb Laws. No, I'm sure I could find something later on down the road for maybe like an anniversary thing. I don't know. Let's stop messing around. Let's see what they got. Alright, everybody, so get us started with the state laws for Wyoming. Is all new buildings that cost over $100,000 to build must have 1% of funds spent on artwork for the building. Now, that does sound pretty stupid, but when you look at the actual law, it does say, like at the very top, it says basically public buildings that are built under state funds. So obviously this is like a stipulation that they have in there that they want for public buildings that the state money is used for, I guess. However, there's a whole bunch of other crap, like talking about where the money transfers from treasurer to another person, and just it's a bunch of legal mumbo jumbo that just is not interesting. But basically, yeah, it says that this is a law for any public building over $100,000. So it's got to have at least $10,000 worth of artwork in it. It's a lot of artwork. It's pretty pricey for a painting, or how many ever paintings, I guess. And it must have 1% of the funds. It doesn't really say like at least 1% or no more than 1%. That could make a difference. If one is drunk in a mine, he or she could land in jail for up to a year. That's a little bit of a harsh penalty. I don't think it's safe by any means to be drunk in a damn mine. Sounds like a horrible place to be drunk. Fuck that. But at the same time, a year in jail. However, if you're in a mine, you're drunk, I'm sure you're also, you got the category of the factor of you're probably putting other people to work at risk. I mean, unless it's an abandoned mine, and well, good luck. I don't think anybody's going to really give you a ticket for that. But yeah, I'm sure those are active mines, and people who are working in that type of work probably don't want the co-worker being drunk as they're running some big machinery while they're underground. Hell, I don't like crawling underneath the house, let alone no, I'm good. I can understand that one. I sympathize with it. Junk dealers may not make any business transactions with drunk people. Just junk dealers, huh? Just junk dealers. I don't know what the full text is. I'm going to check it out just because I'm curious if it maybe tells me why just junk dealers. And I mean, of course, probably because drunk people are more susceptible, but still, why junk dealers? All right, purchase from intoxicated persons, no persons, firm or corporation engaged in buying or selling of junk metals, rubber, rags, or paper shall purchase any articles from any person appearing to be intoxicated, nor from any person known to be a thief, or to have been convicted of larceny, or and when any person is found to be the owner of stolen property. Wait. If you're the owner of stolen property, you can't. Which has been so sold. The property shall be returned to the owner thereof without the payment of any money on the part of the owner. Okay, so if you buy something, like pawn shops, they buy stolen goods, cops go in there, they take it from them, and they give it back to the owner because it was stolen. Understandable. Unfortunately for like pawn shops, I mean, it sucks because there is some things that can slip by them, but for the most part, there's times where they know, especially when, Mike's been up here, with the 12th bike in the last 2 weeks. There's a pawn shop in the town I grew up in, and they ended up getting busted for that. Right before they got busted, they had a lot of bikes. A lot of bikes. It is illegal to wear a hat that obstructs people's view in a public theater or place of amusement. We have actually heard that before. That we have had, like, you can't wear a hat in a theater that obstructs a view. Well, I don't even think the last one said obstructs view. It may have or may not, but it's a hat law. Using a firearm to fish is strictly forbidden. Can you get, unless you're like using a crossbow, which I'm pretty sure that's considered a firearm, considering, it's a Lockheed Martin fire thing. So, a little tempted. Let's check it. Fishing tackle, designation of waters for set line fishing, taking fish with firearm prohibited, snagging penalties, except as otherwise provided. Fish may only be taken or fished for with a maximum of 2 rods or poles with lines and hooks attached and with the user in attendance. No line shall have more than 3 single or treble hooks, flies, or lures as used in this section. Hook means, okay, this isn't telling me about hook. I don't want to know about, where the hell is the specified person shall take one or destroy the fish with a firearm of any kind or nature. It says right there, no person shall take, wound, or destroy any fish of Wyoming with a firearm of any kind or nature. So that means crossbows are out, but you can probably still bowfish, I would assume. Unless they're like, oh, that's a firearm too, which it shouldn't be. I'm sure they don't. I would hope they don't. Violation of subsection A, B, C, or E of this section constitutes a 9th degree misdemeanor. Violation of subsection D of this section constitutes an 8th degree misdemeanor. Is that even, I think that's like right above a traffic ticket. Okay, so any person who fails to close a fence is subject to a fine up to $750. I gotta check this one out. Neglect to close fences and penalty. A person is guilty of a misdemeanor punishable up to by a fine of not more than $750 if he opens and neglects to close a gate or replace bars in a fence which crosses a private road or river, stream, or ditch. So they're talking about livestock. Okay, they're not talking about like your gate in your yard. So that's a little different. It is illegal for women to stand within 5 feet of a bar while drinking. You may not take a picture of a rabbit from January to April without an official permit. So it's illegal. Really? Is this what we're saying? Okay, so we're claiming that it's illegal to take a picture of a rabbit between January and April. Unless you have permission. Skiing under the influence of alcohol is prohibited and probably well advised to be prohibited. And city laws, ladies and gentlemen. In Cheyenne, Wyoming, it is illegal to spit on the steps of a school. We got this big ass section here for one city law. Alrighty, everybody, that was Wyoming. And let's see, we had that $100,000 with 1%, which in my opinion, no, I'm sorry, 1%. I was totally off. I said 10,000 in there, didn't I? I said 10,000. 1% wouldn't be. It would only be $1,000. Okay, so that doesn't even really sound that bad. Like, I was thinking it was less like, damn, $10,000 on any building that government funded to at least 100,000. I was like, that's a lot of money. That could go into other things. But no, my horrible math. I don't know where I thought came up with that. It's late night. So, anyways, so 1%. That's all there is, you know, and so it's $1,000. That actually doesn't seem too bad. Then you got the junk dealers. You can't, you know, deal with, you know, drunks or thieves. It sounds more like pawn shops to me, but that's just me. It sounds like when they say junk dealers, I hear pawn shops. But I'm not saying that pawn shops have junk. A lot of them do. A lot of them do. Not all of them do, but a lot of them do. Anyway, so then there's the getting drunk in a mine. That's so it's super smart to begin with, but apparently it's illegal too. You can also find the law of the woman not being able to be within 5 feet of the bar. That was probably in an old Western time when it was made. Clearly, I guarantee it's not enforced at all. And you know, it's just something that's probably resonated and left on the books, or it may not even be on the books anymore. And these people just grabbed it and pulled it. Not those people. I was just, you know, pointing. Anyways. Yeah, by the way, if you're ever wondering about who they are, that is Eric and Ever. I've talked about it before, and that's the real talk. Watch them all the time. Enjoy the show. Check them out if you like cults, conspiracies, stuff like that. Pretty hip, man. So, as for me, we've only got a couple more states to go, I do believe. Wyoming was one of the last few. As for that, I'm going to say goodnight. See you next time.